what has been going on this week in crypto and NFTs. One thing that's definitely been happening, we were talking about ETH gas fees, but another thing that's been congested is the Bitcoin network. Now we're seeing all the ordinals and the BRC20s. There was a spicy debate between, the ordinals, Bitcoiners, and the maxis this week. I got my first BRC20. I was dabbling around, like trying to read all this stuff, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I learn by doing stuff. So I just took the plunge, and I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out on my own. And I ended up minting a BRC20. I also saw that Stably announced that they're going to have a BRC20 stable coin, which would be the first quote unquote stable coin on Bitcoin. So maybe I'll throw it over to the group. Any thoughts about what's happening on Bitcoin with the BRC20s and the ordinals and all that stuff?
They were talking this morning, didn't they release their own shitcoin like last night? Did you get any of that? The
That is what I inscribed.
OBI?
That's minted. That's what just minted.
It was free, so it was a good chance for me to like learn how to do it. Since I didn't actually have to pay for it, just had to pay for the gas. And it was, I did submit it and I thought it wasn't going to go through. I don't know how to read the mempool, so I'm learning. Oh, Daniel's coming up. And it did take like 30 or 40 minutes for me to actually see the BRC20 in my wallet. Yeah.
And then, Jess, on that, what I was hearing too is that you have to, if you want to swap or sell it, you have to sell it in blocks. Is that right?
I don't know. Haven't gotten that far. But I see Daniel came up. I'm sure he wants to chime in on this. What's going on, Daniel?
Hey, happy Fridays, everyone.
Hold
How's
on, hold on.
everybody
Jess, you
doing?
cut Tammy off?
Wait, sorry?
You cut Tammy off?
No.
Oh.
No, I had no, I had just asked a question.
Oh, okay.
Thanks,
I
man.
think you're right.
Matt, he's on a 10-minute delay, so forgive him on his phone and connection. He's always rugging. I don't know what's up with Matt, but um, yeah. So I'm curious, which wallet did you use, Jess? And yes, you're right. You have to create a contract every time you sell your BRC20. But which wallet? I'm curious. How was your experience? How would you rate it from 1 to 10, being one of the biggest degens here?
I would say it was a 6. And it did take me, like, I did Unisat. Is that what I did? I don't know if that's what I did.
Hmm.
Yeah, Unisat, which wasn't, I guess, like for the mint, I had to like send an invoice, and that's the part where I got a little bit tied up. And then, you have to make sure that your Bitcoin is like on the Taproot segment network, like just things that I've never had to deal with before. I just typically just buy Bitcoin and hold it. So
Okay. All right.
It's
So it did take you some manual things that you had to do, or like the wallet was like,
well, the Mint page had it set up, so it was like easy to follow. But I did have to like I got stuck, and I did have to like look up the instructions on how to do it. So the way that it worked, I basically sent the Bitcoin somewhere else, and then it authorized it for me to mint it.
did you send it to Ben.BTC?
please stop it.
Oh my God.
I'm just kidding, like it's funny that you have to send the Bitcoin somewhere else, but okay, cool. All
And
right, good
and I may
experience.
be
I mean,
explaining that wrong. That's just how I saw it.
And Jess, it was a nominal amount, right? Not to cut you off, Daniel, sorry, but I was thinking about this yesterday because, disruptive technology, that's my bag, right? Like anything that's disruptive and makes you think and makes you work at something and like learn something new. How is that bad? But the other thing too is like you're not like experimenting and testing stuff out with some like exorbitant amount of
Oh,
money,
correct.
right?
I
Like
think I put $200 in
yeah,
that wallet, and I spent $12
yeah,
on gas or something like that.
right. I just want people to understand that it's like, this is experimental. Look at how quickly it's happened, and like anything that can move, like builders and learning forward, I just don't think is a bad thing. Like it's BRC20 isn't necessarily like a thing. I'm using air quotes, but they adopted it just like we kind of adopted the word Web3 as like a term of the group of us, right? Like the thing that we're in, even though it's an actual like technology. It's the same thing with BRC20. Like, I don't know. It's just a very interesting thing. And I like that there's new like forward motion in technology and blockchain, and getting people to argue about stuff or like have a discussion about stuff is the best way to move things forward, or else it's just stagnant. And we've got, I'm the same with Nico. Like, why are people maxis of anything? Like, I just love like certain things, and I'm like, excited about certain things, but to be like, oh, this is the only way, is what keeps people from not moving forward. So I love that you did that. I've been diving into the like back end tech of it all, and it's just fascinating.
Yeah, I mean, you could read 10 Medium articles and you're still going to be confused. I would just say do it, and do it with money that you're willing to lose in case you screw up. That's all I have to say. Dr. Alp, I see you have your hand up. What's up?
Oh, hello, guys. I'm Dr. Alp from Turkey. I'm currently working for a government hospital. I thought you guys are talking about coffee and like health benefits of it, but now that I see that you're not, that I just want to join and participate.
Well, what are some of the benefits of coffee?
Yeah, I can tell you of some benefits of the coffee. Like coffee, the glorious bean juice that turns "Leave Me Alone" into "Good Morning World." And if, let's say, longevity were a race, coffee would be the sprinting towards immortality, right? I mean, it's so helpful in the long term, but if you drink it too much, you can get excited like me. I'm literally shaking right now. So thank you for just letting me speak. I'm gonna listen to you from now on. Thank you.
Well, I'll throw in a little coffee fact, because I was looking for coffee facts for social media for the Crypto and Coffee page. Apparently, the most expensive coffee, I'm trying to remember what the name of the animal, but it kind of looks like a cat and a rat. So the most expensive coffee,
them,
they
right?
eat the beans, poop it out, and then they like spread the poop from the coffee, and that's the most expensive coffee that's been through the insides and pooped out by a rat-looking animal.
Oh, no.
What is
I'll put it up. It's $600, around $600 a pound. The animal's called a civet. Is that, Daniel, do you know off the top of your head?
I don't know. Who has the money to buy those things? I don't know. And it doesn't sound delicious at all. Like, I don't know. So grab your mug, take a sip, and let the coffee do the magical dance, right? I don't know. I'm not that much about it.
Why? Let me ask you a question, because you said you're in Turkey, right? You don't have the coffee, and then they turn it upside down, and then they read your future over there. You guys don't do that?
We have lots of types of coffee, right? I have in my house that espresso machine, filter machine. Like I got everything that I love coffee. Like I just randomly do them in the morning, but I don't know.
Yeah, I thought I had I did ChatGPT it, but I can't find the conversation. That's how I found it. But yeah, ask ChatGPT about the most expensive coffee, and it comes out of an animal's poop. So that
is so gross, Jess. I'm grossed out now. Drinking my coffee. I hope there is no poop that has touched my Starbucks beans. That's just nasty.
Have you tried it, Jess?
definitely did not try that. No, at all.
Are you? Is that one of your goals? If we were to all pitch in and get you that coffee, would you have it on Crypto and Coffee?
No.
I think I don't know if you got the animal right, and I can't remember the animal.
It's a civet?
Yeah, civet, CIVET, yeah.
Okay. And it has to do with how the animal digests the bean, right? Like it breaks it down or something like that.
I don't know, but I'll pass on that one.
Daniel, do you want to pitch in and get just a cup of this coffee?
I'm looking here online. Let me see where I can get some of this. Hold on, I'll mute.
I was just going to say, with the advances we have in technology, I would think that they could maybe find a way to not have to have it go through the colon of an animal before it hits your lips in the form of coffee. It's just, I got to check this out.
But yeah, just to wrap up on the BRC20 conversations and the ordinals, it's definitely been interesting to see the shift on the timeline. You know, I mean, who's buying ETH NFTs here? Like, throw me an emoji if you've bought an NFT anytime recently. Maybe Leo. I see Leo's here. He definitely bought something. But
Leo bought stuff.
and to see the capitulation, from some of the BTC maxis, they're buying it.
So
how
tell me,
much
with
gas
the
fee, Jess, that you paid for the BTC for the
It was
ordinal? How much did you pay
$12, but
total?
it took a long time. It took like 40 minutes or something. I think, Brooke, you were gonna.
Yeah, that's
40 minutes.
Yes, 30 minutes.
yeah. It takes that long,
Yeah,
bro. Yeah, it takes a
but
while.
it didn't.
No, I was gonna say, like, in the tech of it all, I know you guys are like, shut up, but I built a Bitcoin validator node when all of this like started, because I like to just fuck with stuff, and so I built one, and it was extremely complicated even for those of us who build computers. Having to set up certain things on the network, and I even have fiber internet, so it was just like complicated. And I was thinking to myself, if this is complicated for me, like, I can't imagine how this is going to become like widely adopted, meaning like doing the inscribing, like doing the actual stuff, as opposed to just being a consumer of it. So it's been interesting to watch, because I feel like it's kind of the shiny new thing that everybody's into. And me, like, I like to Tammy and I are from the old school, and we like to just sit and watch. It's like people watching on Twitter. So I just think this is the shiny new thing, and it's great. Like, it's so great, but it is fairly complicated and takes a while, and like, but it isn't this crazy expensive thing that you're gonna try out. I know we already said that, but yeah, like the hardware of it, and like being able to actually do the inscriptions and stuff. Like, thankfully, there's now sort of these intermediaries where you can go on the wallet and do it that way. You don't, it started out where you literally had to have a node, like a full node, and start doing the inscriptions. But even back then it was complicated and a little bit expensive. And so, yeah, I don't know, like it's sometimes convoluted, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but I just feel like you're not necessarily going to get wrecked. I'm saying this because it was $12 or something, like, that's a couple of cups of coffee. And I'm not telling you to not drink your coffee. We're obviously in crypto and coffee, but like, you can spend $12 to like test something out, right? You're not going to like, get wrecked because you want to try this.
Yeah, and I mean, from a complexity level, I don't think it's been any more difficult than anything else I've had to learn. I once had to learn how to bridge from chain to chain. I had to learn how to use MetaMask. Yeah, we're so used to like, using Ethereum, but to somebody who's never used crypto, that's just confusing. So
Just lost a lot of money trying to learn this stuff, guys.
I sent somebody money by mistake, and yeah, like, I've done stupid things. I think we've all done stupid things, but it's all about managing your risk.
I remember that, Jess, and wasn't the person really kind? Didn't they
Sent
send
it
it back
back
to you?
to me. Yes, that was really nice.
I would have had to keep that.
Yeah, they could have just blocked me and kept it. Yeah. Woof, what's going on? Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jess. Thanks for my help. How are you this morning?
Doing good. How about you?
I'm doing fine. Thanks for asking. Just wolfing around as usual, trying to figure out if there's any cool NFT projects that have been flying under the radar lately.
I don't know. I asked people if.
Well, I think that FigureGot is one. I don't know if any of you minted that yesterday. Cannot remember the artist name. I'll look it up really quick. And I think that's how you pronounce it. FigureGot. Like figure and then GOT. So if anybody, and I know the people involved, I'm not, associated with them at all, but I just know they're really good people. And the artist, Oh man, let me look it up before I start saying stuff that I don't remember. I'm getting old, Tammy.
Oh, and I lied. Ooh, I want to take that back. I did mint an NFT this week. Shout out to Bianca. I don't know if she's still here, but her project launched this week, so make sure to check it out. Bianca, if you want to come up, come up. So I did lie. I did mint an NFT and BRC20, so I guess I've been active on chain. I don't know if you guys saw my post yesterday. Really quick, we'll move on to talk about WorldCoin. I think everybody has thoughts about that. But did you guys see my post? We were in Andrea and Anna's space yesterday. So with ChatGPT browser web, I asked it to summarize my blockchain activity for my ENS name. And it basically it scrubbed Etherscan and gave me a summary of what I hold in my wallet, like the NFTs that I held in my wallet. So that was pretty interesting.
Say what?
Oh, you weren't
That was
there.
creepy
That's
last night.
right.
Yeah, that was creepy last night. Like I'm sitting there, I ENS to 0. I said to myself because it was finding some crazy things. Like it was finding people's stocks. I'm not gonna say whose stock and what stocks and all that, but it was even finding people's stocks, like their stock portfolio.
Wow, I did not. I wish I would have been there for that. That's crazy.
Yeah, I put the screenshot on the top. My wallet's public. I have nothing but rugs. Just look at that summary of projects. Well, let me make sure there's no project there that I like. Yeah, they're all basically rugs. Yeah.
I was gonna say, is that your thought wallet?
It's not. No. So imagine how bad the other one is. Yeah.
Oh my God.
World of Women's
You
Rug?
you have a worse wallet than this?
Wait, but
Where's that coming
I
from?
know. Bianca, we do got Bianca up here. Welcome, Bianca.
Hey, good
How's
morning,
it
everybody.
going?
Good morning.
What's up,
It is
Bianca?
going. What's up? Hi, Matt. Nice talking to some of you guys again. A few of you guys, I think I've talked to a few guys in the subscriber only stuff, which is cool. So you guys should subscribe to Jessica.
Oh
Shameless
yeah,
plug
we
for you there.
have crypto and cocktails tonight for the subs. Yeah.
It was cool. Last time was really, really fun. You guys should definitely subscribe to that just for networking purposes. Like that was really awesome.
I agree.
Good
It was
morning,
awesome.
community. Good morning, smart communities.
Wait, what, Caesar?
Good morning to this smart
Oh, thank you,
community.
Caesar. Thank you. We'll get to you right quick. But yeah, Bianca, you guys just launched your project this week. You had to push it back due to the gas fees as well that were going around because of Pepe and all the hype. How was that, and how did the team decide to pivot? Maybe talk a little bit about how that went down.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely been some learning lessons. I think everybody in this space, especially people who either, because not just with Lunatics, which is a project that Jess is referring to, but even other projects that I help manage and build the communities around, we've had to pivot significantly. And this is not to create FUD. I'm not trying to create FUD here in general, but there was just a lot of congestion. But also, what I noticed is it was probably just a terrible time to launch in general because I don't know if all of you would agree, but I think just market sentiment in general has changed, and you're going to start to see in general people launching projects and pivoting their entire roadmap for it to include maybe some physicals in there and stuff. I think Pudgy Penguins did such an excellent job in their most recent launch. I have the pleasure of working with Origin Protocol, which is who we've also, partnered with for the secondary marketplace as well. And I think they're doing some really fantastic stuff to really kind of incentivize users to use their secondary marketplace as well and trade. But in terms of Lunatics, yeah, I mean, we had to push back our mint. Our mint is going very, very slow right now. It's still actually happening. And we just had to do a lot of education with our lead artist, who's the person who's actually the head of the entire project itself, and kind of let them know, like, hey, even in February, the market sentiment has changed significantly to where it is now. And it's learning lessons, I think. But one of the things that we're problem solving around right now is just incentivizing our holders who have minted with additional stuff, maybe even refunding them, having them keep the lunatic, and then providing extra value down the road because we still plan to be around. But I think it's definitely a learning lesson for projects that want to launch or have launched and didn't anticipate their mint to go the way that it went. So yeah, we're just kind of taking feedback also from community as well.
Love it. You definitely have to be flexible in this environment because everything changes. You know, every week it's something new. So definitely got to pivot and stay with it. But glad that things have settled down and that you guys are moving forward. I did pin it to the top in case anybody wants to check it out. I do see Vibes has their hand up. Welcome, Vibes.
Hey guys, what's going on?
What's going on?
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm in Europe right now, so it's already evening, like 6:30 almost p.m. Anyways, me and my team, we have been building a lot, and we see what you talked about, that there's a lot of like macroeconomics and different timings on different chains. Like I feel like last week everybody in my circle, in my bubble, was going crazy for BRC20s and inscriptions, but it's so also immature, and there was a lot of arguments, because it's Bitcoin blockchain, there cannot be any rocks, but obviously a lot of people are losing tons of money there as well. So I wanted to launch a project with my friends. We wanted to launch WagMe actually, which somebody else already did, and it's a complete lunatic, crazy people. Like you go in the Telegram and they're like spamming crazy shit all the time, and they have a crazy market cap within a week. So we said, okay, what is another like cross community thing that it has been in the space since 2021, 22? And we thought that like it's all about the vibes
Oh,
at the end of the day,
wait. You're
right?
not going to show your MemeCoin that you're just
No.
developing.
You know what? We don't know if we are launching a coin. I just want to talk about like the vibes overall, and I wanted to ask you guys, because it's titled BNB chain. I have been very active on Solana and Ethereum, and honestly I have no idea about NFTs and like really good projects on BNB. So I wanted to ask, how are the vibes on BNB chain? I don't want to chill anything because we don't even know if we're going to launch anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think from the NFT perspective, I do know that I don't know if Moon's here and wants to come up, but they definitely have a NFT community that's on the rise. And a lot of the NFT projects are trying to build some type of utility. And being that the gas fees are cheap on BNB, they're able to provide, different ways to reward hoarders. Holders, not hoarders.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's
I like
everyone.
hoarders.
the
I like
whores.
hoarders too.
Reward the whores.
I was going to say I hoard my NFTs.
Yeah, I guess NFT holders are hoarders. So
All the way to zero.
Ride that baby all the way back down.
World Wars in this NFT collection.
I'm sorry, but yeah, I do see an active.
I
do see an active community.
Where are you?
Vibes, and if you'd like, I can connect you with some of those community members from BNB that are very active in the part of it.
Yes, please. Yeah. And also maybe one piece of advice. Does anyone have experience with this launchpad pink sale?
No, definitely we have no experience with pig sale.
Okay.
But yeah,
does it have
Vibe.
like a bad reputation? Or?
All right, Vibes. No more coin names, please.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm just asking, honestly. If it's the wrong question, I'm sorry, but I have also no experience. That's why I thought maybe somebody here has experience.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead, Nico. I'll let you go.
Yeah, so what you got to understand is some of these coins, especially like what you're talking, nobody's heard of it. Like there's so many things out there that nobody's probably heard of. 90% of the coins out there, coins, tokens, whatever, So like, you're gonna have to figure out how you're gonna sift through the space.
Yeah, I would say anything that I don't know. I I try to stay away from all these tokens that pop up. But Adam, I see you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jess. Maybe I can I can help you a little bit with this topic. For Pinksay, it's an infra project, so they give you the tools to mint your tokens and everything. Everything listed on there is not necessarily a good project, but for creators, it's good to go and then build your own community leveraging their solution. So it's working as a product, but yeah, the product that are using this platform and using this launchpad, you need to do your own research before getting involved with it, obviously. And about the NFT community on BNB chain, I think there's a lot of progress to be done. And then NFT, depending what kind of NFT, right? If we're speaking about just profile picture, there's not much. It comes a lot with utility. But then if we speak about gaming and NFT collections tied to that, it starts to become very, very interesting. So just wanted to add that also, if it helps a bit.
Thanks a lot, Adam. And thanks, Jess, for having me on stage.
Anytime. And yeah, I completely agree with you, Adam. That's what I've seen as well. While the PFP community is not as vibrant, a lot of the projects are building something, whether it's a game or something else or some type of utility tied to that NFT. So definitely seeing that difference on BNB chain. But I do
add on to that?
Yeah, go ahead, Karen. I was just going to call on you. Go ahead.
Thank you so much, Jess, Tammy, Adam, everyone. Just to share my experience as well, like it was just mentioned, I enjoy playing NFT games and I love the Binance ecosystem. I'm not going to drop like which game I play or nothing, but I think it has a really good community. And, if you're going to do something useful, I think it's a great place to be. Gas fees are cheap and it's stable and it's big, it's safe. So yeah, I think it depends on what you want to do, but I generally like when I get into like an NFT project or NFT games, it's because I enjoy playing personally. So yeah, I would recommend it if it's a right fit for you.
Completely agree. Different strokes for different folks. And I do see we have Dow back. Dow, I'm sorry your flight is delayed. Welcome back.
Hey guys, yeah, I'm at the airport, landing Miami a little bit an hour later, but I know I missed some really juicy alpha from Gamma, from Lido, and from BNB, but I'm not as much as ETH Maxi people think, man. I love
Yeah, you
Tina,
in
for
Miami?
example. I'm not a maxi. People think I'm a maxi, so I have to defend myself and say no, I'm not. I love other chains, and I'm all for it. I'm just a Bitcoin hater for now, or I'm more of a BSV guy than a BTC guy.
No, you gotta mint the BRC20 token now. For
But
you to
why?
not
missed
be
Nico,
it.
give me a reason why. Give me one reason why I should do
You
that.
missed it, Dow. I was just saying that I minted my first BRC20. So what are your thoughts about what's happening on Bitcoin?
I think it's like that movie where the guy wakes up every day and it's the same day. Like what was the name of
Groundhog
that movie?
Groundhog's
Yeah,
Day.
they've had it. They had the Cola coins. They had another project that tried to do the same thing, and it's like, hey, it didn't work before, but let's try it again and expect different results. That's the definition of insanity. So until they have a standard, you heard me, Nico. I'm gonna say it again every single time people ask me. I'm gonna say it again.
no
Until they have a standard, it's a nothing burger.
until you mint one, you're an ETH maxi, bro. That's it. It's
I'm on
not.
BNB. I'm all over BNB. I'm with Jess. Like I'm on team BNB. I'm on team adoption, man. Wherever the adoption is happening, and real quick, people I think don't realize, like places like Brazil, Hong Kong, Dubai, UAE are miles ahead of United States, and whichever chain they adopt is probably going to be very successful for a long time.
Dal, you was in Miami?
I'm on my way to Miami, but just to catch a flight to DR.
Okay.
Yeah, the airport has been horrible here because of the weather. It's been kind of crappy. So hopefully you're able to make your connection. But yeah, and I agree with you, Dow. I think sometimes, a lot of us here from the United States, including myself, and we have that US perspective. And, when you look at it, BNB is very popular in other countries, and that adoption is going to continue. So I think sometimes we have to look at things from a global perspective instead, just so US centric, in my personal opinion. And I see some some thumbs down, of course, from Daniel. What's the problem, Daniel?
I think the problem is you're confusing Binance with BNB. BNB is not big, but Binance is.
Okay, check the stats on the top and then get back to me. It's not a Friday without me and Daniel going at it. Let's just say that.
Yeah, if you go on DeFi and allow my Daniel,
Follow.
man, it's like there's 1 million daily active users on BNB versus Ethereum 300,000, right? So we can't lie behind the numbers. The numbers are the numbers.
Daniel, like lately, I feel like you're just, I don't know, you want to I don't know, you want to go at it with everybody at this point. Even people that
It's
agree
the
with you.
tequila, man.
Yeah,
Put it
I
in
don't
there,
get what's
Daniel.
going on.
Are
Why
you
are you
saying
so mad,
Daniel's?
Daniel?
Are you saying Daniel's combative?
Yeah, like really badly lately.
No, I just want
Really
to set the facts right? It's nothing personal, man.
Yeah, the facts are the facts. So check the pin tweet for the facts.
I want us all to make it because I'm not built for OnlyFans, guys.
Girl, same. I'm with you.
I don't know. I'm ready. I'm going to make one of just me eating food. Apparently that's a big thing on OnlyFans, just watching women eat food. No, nothing like sexual about it. Just literally eating food. What is wrong with you guys?
I'm disappointed in humanity right now.
I know. Also, I like money, so maybe I'll let you know how that goes. Could you imagine? Or I'll do like an ASMR where it's just me saying words.
And using them correctly.
Exactly. Or wrongly.
Are you going to be accepting Bitcoin?
Yeah, of course.
All right, guys.
I was about to say, I'll subscribe.
Yeah, don't talk about subscribe because Daniel will pay $3,000 in gas fees, but refuses to pay $3 for my Twitter subscription. But yeah, that's what we're dealing with here.
Hold up, Daniel, is that true? And you bought some like fit sneakers for like $10,000 and you can't subscribe to our girl.
I was at Tammy. I asked point blank, just like, what is the proposal for this $3 a month? Like, what are you giving me? She will not answer. So until I get that proposal, yeah, those $3 stay with me.
Unlimited entertainment is what you got.
That's right. Subscribe and find out.
Subscribe and find out. That's great, Tammy. Trademark.
You get to argue with more people. Like that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, you get to argue with Jess all day.
And now I haven't changed. I don't think I've been more aggressive than before. Maybe a tad.
Speaking of aggressive, oh, I'm sorry. Supercar Hauler, you have your hand up. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Great space. Thanks for having me up. Appreciate it. I just wanted to touch on since you got coffee and DeFi and BNB chain up there. Actually, pinksale.finance is one of the biggest things happening on the BNB chain right now. That's where all these new tokens that are trending on all these platforms are raising their money. We actually just launched a token called Trump Coin, and we raised 600 BNB.
All right. Super.
Man, these guys are slick. They're slick.
No, I'm just informing you about Pink Sale. The gentleman had a question. That's really big on BNB chain right now. All the trending tokens on DEX tools are raising their liquidity on Pink Sale.
No,
I'm giving you guys some information.
Actually, that's super interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm just gonna share my opinion on these meme tokens, and then I'll throw it over to NK who came up here. Like 99%, 99.9% of these things are gonna go to zero. I don't know, in my personal opinion. Like I think we need to provide some value to the users with some type of utility or something. Like it's exhausting. It's exhausting. Every food name, every. What are you seeing, NK, in these meme streets? What are your thoughts about this?
I don't want to be that person, but like my inner Maxi comes out every time we have these kind of conversations because like I think well, first of all, DeFi Daniel's definitely mad because he PSYOP'd himself by getting into PSYOP. I think that's why he's mad. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Facts, NK.
Yeah, but I just I'm never gonna be like a meme coin girl. I think the last time I dealt with meme coins, like I made like a crazy bag on Dogecoin. I made like a stupid bag on Dogecoin, but I like literally bought that as a troll, and then like the next year it went viral, and I mean I migrated everything over to ETH, and then I migrated everything over to Bitcoin. Like at the end of the day, everything still goes back to Bitcoin. So, I mean, can I just really be honest? Because can I just really be honest about it?
Yes, you can be honest.
I think 2/3 of people that get into meme coins deserve to be wrecked, and 1/3 are just the lucky few that didn't get wrecked that one time. And the only reason that I say that is because you really are you're just literally throwing your money into something and hoping that you don't get wrecked. Now I like to watch it. I think it's cool, like when people are like doing that. But there's also people that are really seasoned that know when to get out. Like if you're still holding a bag after Binance buys a coin, and you're like, nah, we're gonna hold this bag for. You don't know what the top looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like a lot of people get into meme coins because it's what brings a lot of people into the space, but then they don't learn the signals. They don't learn, the ebbs and flows of the market. They don't even know what liquidity. I cannot tell you how many noobs I've heard say liquidity pool this week, and they do not know what liquidity pools are. They don't know they don't know that they can literally just go and check it. It's for free. You don't even need a subscription to find out if there's a liquidity pool associated with you understand? And a lot of them, like, they don't want to go and do that, which is fine. If you're having a great time, that's fine. But here's the thing, this whole space is a gamble, and it's all fun and games until that person deactivates their account and you never see them again. Or it's all fun. And we've seen that happen several times. A lot of people don't know the history of this space, but they're brought in by the hype. So it causes a lot of onboarding, but easy in, easy out. Like if it was easy for you to get into this space, it's going to be easy for you to fall out of it. If a lot of us had to work really hard to like get to the levels that we're at. The very first transaction I ever made in crypto after studying Bitcoin for 3 years as a seasoned developer, the first transaction I made in crypto, I got ganked for like 15 grand. You know what I'm saying? I know people that would have wrecked their lives. I was able to re-up that money like in a couple of weeks. There are people that would have been the end of their marriage. That would have been the end of their future. That would have been the end of their bills getting paid. They wouldn't have had a bed the next day, So I just think it's really, really, it's such a strange experience just kind of watching this in real time because there's so much fun in it. Like I love the Pepe craze. I don't care about like the coin, but I think that the way that it united like the community was really, really fun. But then we also see the other side of it. We see the bends and we see the PSYOPs and we see all these other kind of like erroneous coins that are being pumped on in one way.
Wait a minute.
No, it is
minute.
It is erroneous. And the only reason I'm saying that is because when a coin comes out and says that we're the next Pepe, but Pepe opened up with $40 million daily like trading, and they opened up barely cracking $1 million, like that's erroneous to me. That's just, that's fodder. It's cannon fodder. So, get into it if you can, make your bag if you can, but then also know that you can exit and then re-enter. You don't have to hodl to zero. You don't have to prove yourself to some rando on Twitter. But yeah, that's my take on meme coins.
I gotta say too, like I may or may not be doing another parody video about all of the DeFi terminology that people keep saying, because I swear to God, if one more person says liquidity pool, I am going to stab myself in the eyes with forks. So yeah, I agree with you.
It's like a buzzword now.
In hearing people like what Jess just said, that with the meme coins, that people, we're used to saying, well, what's the utility with this, and having no utility on things. You hear people even now saying and trying to justify and say, well, no, you don't need the utility. Well, this is the utility. And it's just such a swing from where it used to be. And speaking of PSYOP, which I don't even like to bring up the name, apparently Ben tweeted last night that he's got another pre-sale. I'm like,
Exactly.
what is
Exactly.
happening?
And they're still defending
I
it.
don't
Like they're
understand
still like, nah, this is the gang, PSYOP, gang. It's not a gang, bro. Y'all have never met each other.
This
You know what I'm saying?
No,
game.
It's a
that
joke.
Hey
no.
guys, wait, too many people. Sorry, my dog is snoring so loud. I hope you guys can't hear that. Let's go to BM, but I just wanted to add something because maybe I came out differently. Like, I'm exhausted by this meme craze, but like in one way, I do understand it because like I came in to crypto because I found Doge on a YouTube video, and here I am, 3 years later. So who am I then to like shit on everything? But some things like I've seen like Simpson coins, like things that you're putting coins for like trademarks. Somebody just he just said a president's name coin, like that's not legit. Like, go ahead, crypto BN, welcome.
Hey Jess, I strongly disagree. Like meme coins have a utility, and you are the utility, and
We're the utility.
you are the utility, and you are making people rich. So I mean, all these meme coins, right? Like that's the only utility. So you will make people who know the meme coin early rich, and you'll get wrecked. That's the only utility, and yeah, I mean, I strongly agree that, I mean, this market, I'm here since 2017. I mean, not on Twitter, but I'm with Bitcoin. But I don't understand this market now. I mean, where we are going. But yeah, I mean, that's
You've
how
been here for
things
a
are.
while. You'll see. Do you think it'll pass?
I, I don't know. But I don't know. Now meme coins, not sure what next coming for us. I mean, then we feel meme coins are better. Maybe.
Neuralink is next, bro. Neuralink is next. Next is Neuralink. Then we do AR/VR. That's the schedule that was released at the beginning of the year.
Yeah. So yeah, not sure how what is the next narrative. Yeah, let's hope for best.
Something
And
better. Has to be something better. Dow, go ahead, Dow.
Daniel, how you gonna take that, man? You got murked by Ankechi, by Brooke, by Tammy. This feels like a drive-by shooting, man. Are you catching all those bullets, Daniel? But no, all seriousness, I think the reason we're seeing the revival of meme coins is because, as Brooke was saying, like things are getting super technical now. If you're trying to keep up with DeFi, even people in DeFi have a hard time to keep up. Like we're talking about layers, we're talking about ZKs. Now we're talking about restaking to eigenlayer, and then if like we just heard from BP or Gamma about concentrated liquidity, and so I think it gets to a place where it makes it really hard for people to keep up. Some of us are lucky enough to not have work, so we can DJ all day, read white papers, and talk to people and kind of find out what's going on. And for us, it's great, right? It's like being at the bleeding edge of a new tech that's going to be revolutionary. But I think for a lot of people, it's like you enter the space and you hear all this terminology, and you feel like you're missing out. You feel like it's going to take too long to catch up. And if you don't have a technical background, damn, it's even harder. So, meme coin, I think, will keep playing a role for people that come into this pace or don't want to keep up to just have fun, right? To just gamble a little bit and maybe get lucky. So I think they have a place, and they'll still be around. But I also think they reflect the fact that the space is getting very complex, very technical.
Yeah, I think that's a good take. Yeah, I mean, if we can't keep up with what's happening or understand half the things that's happening, how do we expect somebody who's not in crypto to be there? And I think that comes to the point of like when we talk about user adoption, like a lot of these tools are difficult to use. Like it's not user friendly. But go ahead, Nico, and then Karan. Or sorry, Tammy, you wanted to say something?
Oh, I just wanted to say with Dogecoin, I mean, that is the one thing that I had everybody telling me that was into crypto before I was. They were telling me the one thing you don't want to do, you don't want to go into Dogecoin. Don't let that be your first coin. What was my first coin? Dogecoin. And I was happy to get into it. So when Pepe came along, I got excited again just because I love the Pepe community. Seriously, they're funny as hell. If you go into any of their rooms, I love listening. And I do kind of go back to that whole Dogecoin experience that I had. And like I've always said, I'll always have a special place in my heart for Dogecoin. So, you know, it does bring people in order to learn, but you just hope that they're willing to learn and, you know, look into Bitcoin, look into other things, Ethereum. I think it just opens up the doors to everything else. So if it does bring people in, I think that's great. But some of the ones that are coming out and some of the things that are happening, you know, where one person controls basically the majority, it's just, I don't know. There's just some weird things, and you just hope people don't get wrapped up in that, in the excitement of it.
Completely agree. Go ahead, Nico, and then Karan, and then Matt.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like, people believe, and even I'm at this point too, that there's going to be like a meme economy. I don't know what it's going to structure itself into, but like, look, I actually am down for like the meme NFTs. I'm not going to name any of them, but I think meme NFTs are actually pretty cool. You know,
What the hell's a meme NFT?
Yeah, isn't that just an NFT?
Yeah, but like memes instead. You know, like yo, there were some funny ones that came out. Like it was just pure fucking memes, like the entire collection. So yeah, it's just
There should be an application that you create memes and you get compensated every time somebody posts your memes. I mean, it takes hard work to create memes. So shout out to all the meme makers.
So I'm telling you, like there was a 10,000 piece collection, and I'm a douchebag for not. It made me laugh the moment I saw it, and I'm a douchebag for not getting it. But whatever, and it's happened a couple of times, and the thing's mooned too. But it is what it is. Like if it makes you laugh, I think you should buy it at this point. But the way Daniel does it, everything makes Daniel laugh. So like. Yeah, I don't know. Like we've mentioned this so many times. Like especially what's going on. There's another launch today. Like what's going on over here, guys? So there's going to be an entire meme economy type thing happening in the future. I don't know what it's going to look like, but get ready for it.
Called MemeFi.
Yeah, isn't it MemeFi summer supposedly? Karan, go ahead.
Hi, I completely agree with the opinion across the board on meme tokens. That's also how I got started, right? Because you spend a little bit, you got millions of tokens, positive law of attraction to see millions. But, you know, you don't want to put your life savings. You don't really, it's gambling. If you think it's fun, if you think, oh, like I just want to support the idea of something, do it. But if you actually want to make money, you probably want to play a little safer. And there's tons of, you know, like small cap coins that are trying to do like a good thing that you could invest in. And you most likely will have better like growth on those smaller tokens than you would on Bitcoin. But personally, I'm only talking for myself, I wouldn't want to, you know, go crazy into a meme token. So yeah, you know, if somebody's new in the space, it's really cool that you get brought in and attracted with a meme coin, but you also may get rug pulled, and then you may like run away from the space because you had that poor experience. And I just hope, you know, anyone listening understands that that's not the blockchain Web 3.0 crypto NFT. Like that's not the community. That's just like a little portion. And yeah, so just have fun, you know. But yeah, I'll end here.
Well, go ahead, Justin. I'll say
No,
like.
go ahead, Matt. No, I was just gonna add really quick. Like, yeah, like me and Tammy, we're Dogecoin class of 2020. But then again, like the amount of people that also left, you know, because they turned Dogecoin into the whole persona, put their life savings. So there's also that side of it. There's a lot of people that were here back then. And Matt, you're from the same class, you know. So what are your thoughts? Yeah.
I was gonna speak to that. So same story. Didn't know what Dogecoin was or what crypto was. This was like 2019 or something like that. And I seen this kid on TikTok who was like, "Hey, if you put $20 into Dogecoin, it's gonna become $10,000." Blah blah blah. And I'm like, "This is stupid." And I did it, and my $127 turned into like 18 grand. And yeah, I was like, "Oh shit, this is crazy." But at the same time, there's Twitter, there's this meme coin stuff, and then there's real life. In real life, I am a single father of 2 kids. And I'm also taking investments seriously. Like, I've been investing in the stock market since 2014. So the meme coin thing is cool. You know, when Pepe came out, you know, I threw like $20 into it, but I'm not like investing my life savings in memes, and I'm also not chasing every single meme coin. I really just threw money into Pepe because it's funny. Like, the memes in Pepe is like are hilarious. Like, I'm big on memes. I love memes and video gifs and all that stuff. But what I'm saying is, outside of this Web3 social media world, like, I also understand financial structure and actual investments and return on equity and stuff like that. So, I feel like the best investments are investments into things that actually produce value, or things that actually have substance to help a service or a product or a customer. And if it's not that, then I just think it's a bad investment. So I feel like if you are investing into a meme, and this is just my personal opinion on it, if you are investing into a meme, just like do it, but don't do it with the thing of like you really think like all of these things are going to succeed. They're not. Like, to just like, I'd say 99.9% of them are literally going to crash. All right, they're going to crash. Like, and like, as the economy grows, as people become more involved investors into crypto, this whole meme thing is just gonna like slowly like dissipate, because they really don't have any value. They honestly, a lot of them really don't have any value. So, you know, if you like memes, cool, but you don't do it with your wife's savings account, because I'm telling you, a lot of people lost a lot of money, and yeah, and it wasn't bad. I mean, it was bad for them.
Completely agree.
Yeah, and to add on top of that, if your meme coin is on all the sex exchanges, I mean centralized exchanges, sorry for that, it's done. Okay.
I think we lost
Can't
him,
just
or
be
is he
running
just
around
me?
saying sex exchange
he
on
wasn't.
stages, bro. Like,
Yeah, I just wanted to add, like, and I'll go to you, NK, right after, and then Johnny, who's been rugging. But you
Not
know,
bite.
what kind of a
Enjoy
blow?
the community. That's it.
Oh, you're rugging, BN. Sorry, we didn't hear you. I don't know if you could hear me. What I was going to say is that what kind of a blow does that do to the actual developers that are building in the space when you got, Ben.ETH getting $7 million sent to his wallet by a bunch of degens, and he's done absolutely nothing but tweet? Like, the morale must, like, how that's bad for our ecosystem. I don't know. Go ahead, NK, and then Johnny.
no worries. Or I kind of want to hear Johnny's take. Can I go after Johnny? Is that okay? Because I want to, yeah.
Yeah. What's up, Johnny? Welcome.
Good morning. Sorry, I've been running all morning. I've been gardening. It's been a great morning. Gardening, pushing my daughter on a swing, drinking coffee, listening to you guys. It's a great morning. So thanks for providing that. Number one, I do. Last week I was giving Leo a hard time about PSYOP and all that. It turns out that they've done more than like 90% of projects just by being active and still here and creating entertainment for people. So I may have been hasty in my judgment there. And speaking of entertainment, I mean, that's all this is, right? Meme coins are entertainment. And entertainment is a massive industry. Massive. It's worth something. And then that reminds me of my final point. Jess, yesterday you showed me like Lala.xyz of Wolf of Wall Street, one of the most memeable movies, tons of GIFs, tons of memes, is going to license and sell their art and memes. And I think that's a really legitimate use case for entertainment meme world having, like, yeah, it's worthless, but it's entertainment, which is like the most valuable thing there is. This is why we're all here today. So I wouldn't be so quick to scoff at memes. There's something substantial there.
I love the meme NFTs. Like, I'm so for that. Like, as long as it's good though, it can't be like, and I don't give a shit if it rugs or anything. You know what I mean? As long as it's funny, that's it.
So Johnny, I have to ask you, are you going to be getting into the next pre-sale that's going on today? I'm just curious.
No, I've lost all my money on memes, so I can't. I have no more left to give to. Although I've heard Ping is really good. Have you guys heard about Ping?
No,
You
we have
no,
not heard about.
You have a gambling problem, Johnny.
bro.
But
How are
I
you
just
not
wanted
going
to
to
add really quick. Yeah, to your point about Lala, I am gonna have them on the show next week. I pinned it to the top if you want to check it out. Make sure to hit the reminders, and you can learn more about what Johnny was talking about. Johnny digs it, and he gives me shit about everything. So I know if it passed Johnny's test, then it's good. But I do see. Go ahead, Brooke, and then we'll go. Oh no, NK, you were next. Sorry.
Yeah, I was like,
And
well,
then
just go to
Brooke,
NKT.
and then Jonathan. Yeah.
No worries. I don't mind co-host privilege. I've loved like all of the shares. I loved all of the shares because you guys are like, you're all right and like in your own, perspectives. I think that's something that's really, really important for people to realize. I think that there's like a blurring of lines. People are mixing up NFTs and coins. To that point about the movie house that is gonna go ahead and license, and that's a smart thing for the Wolf of Wall Street. I don't know, cast or whoever is going to do it there. That's a smart thing for them to do. But notice that they're releasing NFTs. They're not releasing a coin. When we talk about coins, guys, it's not the same thing as when an NFT project drops. There's 10,000 in it, and to the moon, and we can pump because anything can happen with that. But with a coin, one thing we know for sure is that if no one accepts it, if no one is saying you can come and buy this with that coin, the coin does not have a future yet. It doesn't mean it can't have a future. And that's why you have to start looking at things like beyond just the coin. Not just, okay, cool, we have a currency here. Okay, it works. At least it's Ethereum based. We don't know if it's anything, but let's see if there's a future where this can be adopted. Now, based on what you've seen Ben.ETH say and do in the last week and a half, does that seem like a person that is focused on going to make partnerships out there, getting Toyota to accept their currency? If the answer is yes, then you're probably along the lines of what Johnny was saying before Danny like just automatically stopped 100 because he understood what Johnny was saying at that moment. If the bare minimum, you paid somebody $7 million to tweet all day. Like that's I think that's what I'm pretty much jumping around to say.
Shit, how do I get that job?
You know what I'm saying? Like we could have just asked for the money, Jess. We didn't have to build all this shit. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's what and when we talk about whether or not it's going to damage the ecosystem, I don't know if it's going to damage the ecosystem, man. There's a lot of shitheads here. Okay, not to say if you're into meme coins you're a shithead, but it is a shit coin. So So the only reason I'm saying that is that there's a lot of different subsects here, and we can't control all of it. There has to be a meme coin area. There's got to be a place for us to go and decompress and go and laugh at people. Obviously, I got to laugh at Daniel somehow. I don't get to see him all the time, except for when he's in the PSYOP groups. So I'm sorry, we're really just going at you, Danny. I really like you. You're awesome, except for this one decision. This one decision is really horrible. But I think it's really, really important for people to know who they are in this space. If you know you are not a trader, okay, if all you got in your bag is one coin and it's not Bitcoin, then you're not doing it right. If you're dealing with meme coins, the point is you make your money and you come out, because these coins are not getting picked up by retailers to say, oh yeah, come here and you can, use your Ben coin to buy this. It's always going to be one-off things. How do I know? Because we saw this during Doge. We saw this during Doge. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like that. Remember, there was 2,500 retailers that were going to accept Doge. Where are they at now, bro? And then it was retailers that you would never go, like Tesla accepts Doge. I'm not trying to go spend $80,000 million on a Tesla. This was years ago. They're super cheap now. You can buy them for like 10 grand. But the only reason I'm pointing this out is because you have to know who you are in this space. If you know that you're not a chart watcher, if you know that you don't know anything about trading, if you know that you're just a good hodler. I'm a really good hodler. I love to set things and forget them and come back like 10 years later and be pleasantly surprised. I like to surprise myself in the future by putting money in PayPal and then discovering it 15 years later, like, oh my God, I'm so smart, If you know you are a hodler, then get into stable spaces. If you want to be, in meme coins, then you need to learn the craft. There has to be some kind of reverence for the space. And I think that that's what's missing here. There's no reverence. Everyone just wants to drop a coin and everyone just wants to fund it. But everybody can't file a class action lawsuit after the coin goes sideways. Y'all do realize that, right? Like, yeah, we're starting to see those lawsuits pop up here and there against certain like community leaders that may be misrepresented or misled. Everyone from Jake Paul to freaking Shaquille O'Neal now, as of this week, But I think it's really, really important for you to just safeguard yourself and be a little bit more intelligent about how you move around. Just because it's hype doesn't mean that you need to put your entire bag into it. And as always, like, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not gonna pay your rent if you get wrecked. But if you are gonna get wrecked by something, it's better to be wrecked by Bitcoin than a meme coin. You know, if all these meme coins fall, the ecosystem is still here. If Bitcoin falls, however, everything is gone. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you got to have like a wider logic. You can't just be hyper focused on one particular coin. You can also just get a regular job and probably make more profits on that job than you would have made on the coin.
Completely agree. Great take as always. Go ahead, Brooke, and then we'll go to Johnny.
Yeah, okay, so I'm glad you spoke up, because now I feel like a little bit better for actually saying, because like everyone just, you know, are you sitting down? Like, I kind of agree with Daniel, and I'm going to say that, and like, you know, please do not come for me, because, you know, Nkechi's right. Like, there's the money's to be made in other places. However, respectfully, I also feel like, you know, we all kind of sit up here and say, you know, make sure you don't spend your mortgage, you know, payment on whatever, you know, and I'm like, but isn't that the same thing as since the dawn of time? Like, remember, you guys, I used to use the word agency a lot. Like, we have the agency over our own, you know, money and our own decisions. And it's kind of like, yes, we have this great like knowledge brokering where we're all, you know, able to speak to each other and give each other information. Whereas before it was like, you go to Vegas and you're kind of blinded. No one's there telling you, hey, you probably shouldn't use your mortgage payment to put that, you know, that on the craps table. But people still did it because it's that rush of dopamine or whatever. So I kind of feel like, you know, we're all, you know, maybe, you know, shitting on some of these things, but it is entertainment. And what are we even doing today? We're sitting here sort of entertaining ourselves with these conversations and like looking and pointing and saying like, look what that person did, or, you know, look what that person did. And we're all like, you know, I remember going to Vegas and like not knowing what I was doing and getting a little drunk, and I came home $1,000 poorer. So I just kind of feel like I'm liking the show. Like, I'm watching, and I feel like if people want to have self-custody and be in this self-governance, you know, world that we're in right now, they also, you do your thing. Like, you do you. I think it's important to remember that we've given everybody the information that they need. We're having the conversations. If people have questions, they can come on Twitter 24/7 and get information and take from each thing what they need to make a decision. You know, it's sort of like back in the day, Tammy, when we had to pull the Encyclopedia Britannica off the wall. The information was not as easily obtained. So now you can make smarter decisions. And if you want to go buy some stupid shit, but it's sort of like, no, I bet there's 1 million PSYOP holders that'll never tell that they hold PSYOP because they know that they'll get crucified for it. But they did it for fun, or whatever the case is, whatever their thing is, right? Just like people, you know, because I was the same. Like, I bought Doge. Are you kidding me? Just like back in the days of mining Bitcoin, people thought we were insane. Like, I can't even explain to you. Most of the time we didn't tell anybody what we were doing. So I just don't see the difference, you know, like,
house be hot as hell. They didn't even sell fans back there. Your house just be hot as hell for no reason in the middle of winter.
Exactly. They're like, how's that magic internet money going in your basement? You know, like, they didn't get it. So I just, you know, history repeats itself, but we just keep saying the same thing over and over. Like, don't get wrecked. Don't get wrecked. You know what? Fuck it. You want to get wrecked? You know, like, it's interesting. It's fascinating. I'm fascinated by the psychology of it all and the social engineering of it all. So, you know, maybe we just take from it what it is, and it's like all these good examples and good learning lessons. Maybe we learn from other people's mistakes. I don't know, but like, making mistakes in your own life is the best way to learn. So why not, you know, implement that to the rest of the, you know, crypto ecosystem. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Oh, you know what? Like the whole, you know, that there's this weird feeling I get now because we've been educating kind of like in this space for years at this point. I can't believe it's really been years that we've been like just giving out information. And I'm entering into a space where I'm just like, are you really telling adults not to go and do things that adults should naturally know not to do? Doesn't it feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like we're entering, like, it was cute the first year, you know, it was cute, like maybe the first 8 months of the second year, but now it's like, well, bro, listen, bro,
let's just
thank
say.
you.
The
11-day
Dogecoin room. Let's just
thank
tell
you.
everyone.
Over 100,000 people came through that space. Everybody was hyped. But now, I mean, gosh, I was such kitty gloves back then. Now I'm like, nah, bro, empty out your savings. Empty out your savings, bro. No, click that link. Let me know if it works. Because, I mean, you know, call me if you make it. If you want to be a maverick in this space, the theme of Web3 is FAFO. All right? F around, find out. I would rather you find out than me. So if we're really going to do this, like, let's actually be adults about it. If you want to wreck yourself, hey, man, listen, man, just don't cry to me. Don't be all in my DM blubbering. I can't tell you how many messages I've gotten from people that I've literally told over and over, do not click links. The most recent one I got was this long dissertation about how the crypto space isn't safe. And you know, and we need to do a better job educating people. Because if I know, bitch, you have been told your whole life not clicking links is not new in Web3.
Right.
It has been like that your whole life. They've told you your whole life.
We have given you all the tools, motherfucker.
Why do they think like Web3 is just all unicorns? You know, unicorns are actually the most dangerous animal mythologically. Like, let's actually be honest about what's going on in this space. If you want to wreck yourself. But I think it's really important for you to also learn something from that lesson and also understand what accountability is. There isn't customer service here, bro. When Ben got delisted and old boy was like, oh yeah, I'm on the phone with them. They ain't got no damn customer service line, bro. You ain't got no damn. Come on, Nico. Come on, we're not new to this.
He was looking for a customer service line.
He just learned Uniswap. Bro, he just learned Uniswap existed like 8 days before that tweet. And this is the owner of a coin. That's why you have to look at like the leadership that's there. Can they take you all the way? You know what I'm saying? Look at him. That's why your internet is choppy. That's why your internet is choppy, Daniel, because you put all your money into PSYOP. Look how you're rugging. Look how you're rugging. Look how you're rugging, bro.
Let's let Jonathan go, who's had his hand up. Jonathan, welcome.
Good morning, Jonathan.
Hi. Grand rising, everybody. How y'all doing? Hey, how you doing? I do want to say that, yes, I think y'all are all right, but also I think y'all aren't looking at the fact that everything has a season. So right now, this is, I guess, the season of meme coins. It's going to go as long as it's going to go. But, I mean, I got a little bag of Pepe, so I didn't get a lot. Only because I never like ape all the way in on anything because I don't have a lot of money to play with. You're not about to take all my cash, even if it's not a lot. But I will say that the Pepe community is literally a force right now, and they ain't messing around. Like, I'm in, David Gogostein's spaces like every day, other spaces, private Pepe groups, and they're really trying to build some real utility behind it, get other places to take it as payment, build businesses off of it. So, I mean, it can go either way. But, I mean, for real. But I will say the Ben thing, I was in the space when BitBoy Crypto came into Alex's space and was talking, and the guy Ben was there. And that's what really started the hype, is because people that came in there, a lot of the people that were in Alex's space got a bag of the bin, and then when PSYOP came out, they got that, and they had spaces for that. So it's a crazy thing. It is really fun. It's fun because I never even knew how to make memes, and now I'm making memes with Pepe. So I mean, it goes full circle. But I will say that from the people that I've seen that's been successful at any of this stuff in this space, they don't care if it's a rug, is what I've been hearing. They like, you just better know when to get in and when to get out, and not be somebody else's exit liquidity. So, and we all are adults. I'm 40 years old. I'm a grown ass man with a 14-year-old daughter. So it is fun to play these little games, but I mean, going in with your whole life savings is crazy. But I will tell y'all that on the good side, in a lot of these spaces, especially David's space, you hear a lot of life-changing stories, like the gentleman that had a kid with autism, and he had something else wrong with his body, so they always had to use a wheelchair. So from the money with Pepe, he was able to buy a brand new wheelchair, get a new vehicle that was wheelchair accessible, as well as now he's working to be able to buy a house to where his son their wheelchair fit through the doorways and the halls without him having to turn the wheelchair a certain kind of way to get it through. So, I mean, it can go many different ways. I just find it that people are bored. They're trying to have fun. And NFTs right now ain't really doing it. So people are doing what they do to have a good time for this summer. And come on, everybody, it's summertime. You know, everybody's supposed to be having fun right now. So that's really what it boils down to. If you end up broke at the end of the summer, that's your fault. But to be honest with you, people leave broke from Las Vegas every day.
I kind of agree and kind of I don't know, like, yeah, it's summer, but with memes you gotta like be watching the chart. So I don't know if I want to spend my summer staring at the chart making sure that I don't get rugged because Ben tweeted something or some shit like that. And I did want to call something out because you guys talked about Dogecoin. So Elon Musk had that space with Ron DeSantis. I don't know if you guys caught him shilling Dogecoin, and it had absolutely no impact on the price at all, at all. It didn't even flinch. So I don't know if Elon's lost his touch or is everybody just pivoted to Pepe, but I mean, like somebody said before, Jonathan, you're mentioning about all these things are going to be built and Pepe's going to be used as payment. We've heard the story with Sheeb, with Doge, and I've still never used any of those things to pay for anything.
No, but low key, Pepe could be the one, Jess. Like low key, because I mean, the look at the way that they've moved, right? They came out as if they're a meme coin, right? But they're doing legit coin stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like they're doing like legit things, and it's just kind of. But it's when you've been hurt as many times as I've been hurt in this space, if it's a rug, if it ends up going down, it's going to be the world's greatest rug ever. It's going to be just a flawless rug. But low key, like Pepe's moving with. That's why it's funny when I see all these other coins comparing themselves to Pepe. I'm like, Pepe is not. I don't think Pepe is what we think it is. I don't think it's just a meme coin. I think it actually does have the potential to be something because it's so well known now. And watching like Daniel like thumbs down Pepe and thumbs up PSYOP is just. I mean, this is the Twilight. This is Black Mirror, bro.
Yeah, this is. I agree.
Quite hilarious.
It's totally upside down, Nico. I don't understand what's happening.
I can't. I don't.
Yeah,
Daniel.
he only wants tokens where the founder controls 97% of the liquidity.
He only wants that. He only wants that.
And a tweet will pump it.
Daniel needs boundaries, so he's looking for someone that's going to set those hard boundaries. Like, no, you don't get your fucking money back just because you sent it to me in the wallet. Like, those are the boundaries that DeFi Daniel's looking for.
Go ahead, Nico, and then we'll go to the rest of the hands, and then we'll move on from meme coins. I'm memed out already.
What I wanted to say, all I wanted to say was that Elon was putting out the Pepe memes, so that might have like kind of affected his touch with Dogecoin. He did. He put out a couple of Pepe memes after the token was released.
You don't think everybody's just tired of him, Nico? Because he's been around, bro. This is the most around billionaire I've ever seen in my life. I've never had so much access to a billionaire before. Like, you don't think that's it? Maybe he's already used up his clout. Maybe he needs to just recharge the battery.
I don't know.
Take a chill pill.
Exactly.
All right, let's see who we got up here. M. Tovelli. Hopefully I said that right. What's
up? It's Motivelli. Hey, Jen.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
It's a beautiful day in Brooklyn. I'm outside. I was just listening, and I love the talk. I've been hearing a lot about the meme coins the last couple of weeks, and I needed a resetter, and I thought maybe I would pose some rhetorical questions into the group, not looking for answers, but I'm so hungry for the crypto thing to take off with like goods and services and token gating and smart contracts replacing like the middle person. And I just always get wrapped up in the crypto pump my bags conversations with NFTs. And I just wanted to use the room to vent that say, I'm tired. And I hope we get some token gating and some real, like, using the tokens for what the purpose of the tokens were meant for, as opposed to just kind of hoping that they make us money out of magical air for no reason. There's no value attached to them. So I don't know. I'm just advocating for it. And thanks for letting me mention it. Just here to hear what everyone else has to say about it.
Completely agree. Are you a dev?
No, I'm a designer, product, UX, and I've been in the space since about 2018. Did some stuff with consensus and digital ID and everything, and it just all the promise of Web3 for me is just been broken the last couple of years, because I don't see it, like I don't see us using it the way we would use Web 2 in like a real seamless way to make our lives better. You know, that whole better mousetrap of the internet thing I'm always looking for, and I'm just hit with friction.
But don't you think, like, I mean, you're a UX designer. Isn't UX one of the biggest problems in crypto?
No, that's a
Don't you think?
myth. So the big
What do you think is a bigger problem?
so in my mind, I think it's the protocols that aren't standard and playing nice with all the services. So you have plugins and things that won't work well on mobile, and you can't get a seamless UX with protocols that don't play nice with each other. And that's just a personal take. I could totally be wrong on it, but for example, Apple owns the mobile operating phone ecosystem. Google owns that operating system. You've got AWS. You've got underlying infrastructure issues that make it difficult to remove friction. It's fine if everybody's on the same thing, in a walled garden, like that's super easy, right? But to move between web browser with plugins and install and checking all the lines, it's too much work. Like users just don't have the patience for it. Like maybe Amazon, when they get into the crypto game, which I imagine they're going to, with because they have their own devices, they might be able to do the transaction stuff that I was just mentioning, where you use crypto to get content or to get access to something and then get it delivered to your device. That's kind of interesting to me.
Great take. Yeah, and I'll go to the hands really quick. Just wanted to add, I put in the top, you mentioned Apple Store. STEPN is the first official blockchain gaming app to integrate with Apple Pay. So now you could buy a STEPN sneaker NFT through Apple Store. You don't need a wallet, and it also integrates with the STEPN marketplace. So that's good to see. I'm sure Apple's still going to take their cut, but at least we're seeing some type of integration.
Thanks for that. I'm going to check it out.
I just put it to the top. Who's next?
I think it was I don't want to say your name wrong. Is it Karan?
Yeah, it's okay.
Karan.
It was just listening to everyone's story, and I agree 100%. Just wanted to quickly share. You got me thinking about when I started, like a couple of months after, maybe like 5-6 months, where I used to get like rug pulled like 5 times a week. And, I used to look at the token and I was like, this looks like a rug pull. Let's do it. And I did it so much that I had to look in the mirror and I was like, yo, what's wrong with me? Why am I this okay with this kind of risk? It's not okay. Again, I've been super blessed to be one of those people that one of these meme tokens paid off, right? So I took it as I paid tuition, but then I chilled out. By the way, I just purchased some PayPay because I see it everywhere, and you guys, I'm like, let me get it.
No, we did not give any financial advice.
Oh, not financial advice, not financial advice. No, it's on me. But anyway. So I just thought it was funny because at one point, I had to stop and be like, yo, what's wrong with you? Why are you with this risk? But anyways, yeah.
It's like so that meme that the guy's looking at himself in the mirror, pointing at himself.
Yep.
I think we've all been there.
Go ahead, Super Jonathan, and then I see Andrew came up. What's up, Super?
What's up? Thanks for having me up again. Yeah, I've been more wrecked on projects that actually have utility and that they are real developers than projects that don't have utility, because at the end of the day, people are just looking for hype. People want to be a part of the next hype. So, I mean, this space, I've been around this space for years and years, and I make more money off trading and buying and selling these meme tokens than I do with an actual project that actually has utility, because it's so slow moving and there's no hype on it. It's as if I'm still waiting for people to actually care about utility. Like when the whole wallet thing was out, and oh, let's do a wallet, and then everybody was doing that, 2.5 years ago, and nobody cared. Now a wallet costs, you can have a project and pay anybody to make you a wallet. Like nobody I'm finding that no one cares about utility. They all just want to follow the hype. Put $1 here, see if they can make 1 million. So I mean, it's just people are different traders, and everybody's a different trader, and people are looking for different things. But I've been a part of a lot of projects that have amazing utility, concerts in the metaverse, working with Sandbox, working with some of the biggest companies out there, and I know the CEOs. I talk to them all the time, and guess where the projects are? On the floor. Thanks.
Thanks, super. Go ahead, Jonathan, and then Andrew and Mod.
Motovelli.
I just want to say, I just wanted to say, yes, memes is. I mean, it's fun. Don't get me wrong. It is really really fun, and I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, with anything, but yes, I have been rugged quite a bit of times for ones with utility. The guy was doxxed and everything, and I still got rugged. So I'm having a lot of fun right now. And as I'm talking to y'all, I'm in a gold trade right now in Forex. So I know how to read charts and stuff too. It took a long time and a lot of loss of money. So I do understand the cost of admission and of learning. So I just say, try to have as much fun as you can with it. Don't spend everything. Shameless plug for Brooks' YouTube page. Y'all need to go check it out because it is quite funny at times. Um, but I don't know. This is all new to me as far as the meme coin season kind of stuff. I wasn't a part of any of that before, but I'm just trying to learn as much as I can, know as many important people that can teach me a lot more stuff about all this in this space. And you can never stop learning. I'm a forever learner, but man, it's just so many things to learn about, so many things at once. And quite frankly, right now, people don't really care about, the roadmap and the utility portion. I know they did, which is funny because at the beginning of the year they did, but now, right now, people just aren't. And I know that'll come back around. And I do hate that Web3 isn't moving as fast as people think it should be. But like I keep telling people, and I told them last year, we are on a bullet train at this point. This is not a steam locomotive. So it's moving a lot faster than what people realize behind the scenes, anyway. My opinion.
I just wanted to chime in because you guys both have said people don't really care. I would have to say what people like. If you're talking about Twitter, which is its own little bubble, yeah, on the timeline, it's a bunch of degenerates that aren't doing anything. But the people that are building, they're not on Twitter all day. You're not seeing them shilling a token because they're actually building, and building takes time. Building takes time. Rome wasn't built overnight. So I just think when we say, nobody cares, I think we need to distinguish, you're probably talking about crypto NFT Twitter, which is a bunch of degenerates who, yeah, they don't care. But a lot of people are still building in this space. And with that, I'm going to throw it over to Andrew.
GM, to what Jess said. Yeah, so Twitter is a very small segment of the internet, and crypto Twitter is even smaller portion of the internet. So what Jess said, these people are mostly, are not really doing much, which is okay. But I think just don't front like you are if you're actually not doing anything. Unpopular opinion here, and I don't generalize. I think generalizing at scale is a little bit silly. I think that most of crypto and probably NFTs as well is kind of relying on greater fool theory. So you're relying on someone else to buy what we just previously bought and hoping that it goes up in price. And obviously the only utility we've seen over the past 12, 13 months, whatever it may be, is literally just price go up. If it's not that, then it's not really not anything, to be honest with you guys. But yeah, Jess, that's my take for the morning.
Great take. Yeah, thanks because I don't, I don't want people just to hear one side of it, because I know a lot of builders in this space that do care and are busting their ass to build shit. Go ahead, in motion.
Hey guys, can I just share something that what I've noticed with the industry, particularly with Web3 and blockchain? There's a lot of influencers who just does PR only, for public relations only. They don't even understand fully the technology behind crypto. To think that Bitcoin and crypto is just a small fraction of the blockchain technology. And I hate to say this, that also some notable influencers are promoting rug pull projects. They don't fully understand if it's a use case, if it's you know. So I just kind of sad with this particular blockchain industry, and I hope we can change the culture and we can make an impact wherein we will be able to create a blockchain education for everyone. That crypto is not that just about crypto, but also the technology. Then we have several use cases as well as Estonia. You know, they don't even realize that they're using the blockchain technology, wherein they were able to realize just recently. So thank you guys, and I just shared my thought and hoping to learn from you guys also.
Thank
Let's
you,
hear it
Jay.
for In Motion, everybody.
Yeah, go ahead, In Motion.
What's up, guys? Good morning, or
Good
actually, I should say good
morning.
afternoon. But it's always morning. GM. Yeah. So there's like, a lot of crypto Twitter. Actually, a lot of Twitter in general is people following trends, not building them. Right? How many builders are up here talking about stuff? They're actually building things, right? They're not sitting here chiming in on what they're creating. So you like it's up to the people on here to learn about the correct communities to be in that are actually building worthwhile projects and technology. And I'm not talking about stupid JPEGs, and I'm talking about real technology that's like powering communications of the next gen web. So if your project doesn't do some kind of innovation in the technology space and literally is focusing on tokens based on JPEGs, you are being grifted upon. So learn where to go, find worthwhile projects, and help build the future of the internet.
Well, the only thing I guess I'm gonna push back on that because I gotta push back. Like, yeah, I totally agree with you on most of the points, but about the JPEG part, like at the end of the day, like an NFT could just be like a membership pass, right? Like people have
Right.
formed communities. Like I just feel like utility is not going to be one thing, and I'm not going to like all the utility that blockchain and crypto brings. I'm not going to use it all. But I mean, you still have that aspect from NFTs as collectibles. And I know I've said this story plenty of times. Like, my grown fiance, he collects toys and things like that I don't understand why he spends his money on it. He's a collector. He's a
Good
collector,
man. Good man.
So I just feel like, different strokes for different folks. So as long as they're building something that can provide value back, whatever that value is going to be subjected by the person who's purchasing it.
All right. Can I just share something? With particular NFT projects or NFT arts, NFT music, NFT games. Yes, I also believe that we shouldn't be focusing on those particular projects. However, we should also understand that these are also the gateways in order for people to really dive deep within the down the rabbit hole of the blockchain technology. However, we also should understand also that these NFT arts, NFT games, NFT musics, or all these crypto other small crypto projects are just a small fraction of the blockchain technology. And to think these collectors are also will be able to earn in the long run. So this is it. Thank you.
Well, I think like what I was aiming more towards was the fact that there's like a whole bunch of different web technologies that are being developed right now in the background that are kind of built on Ethereum, that are built on Bitcoin, built on whatever. Not just solely focused on the NFTs, but the channels to provide those NFTs to the masses, basically. And so when you're like, we're kind of on a precipice where there's this amazing need for digital transformation, and we're about to we're staring kind of like at a road where there's so much content that is going to be needed, like digital content, where NFTs could potentially blow up, because right now we're kind of, everything was streamlined before, like through kind of like Hollywood or the games industry or whatever, but now we're kind of empowering everyone to build their own stuff. So we're going to see just an explosion of content, right? And this would be the perfect kind of way to, I guess, pass it along to everybody.
Great point. Great point. Let's go to AI Godbot. We'll see what happens.
Yo, good morning.
Oh,
So,
I thought we were going to get an AI Godbot.
Crypto and coffee, I'm sure you guys all heard of ChatGPT and trading bots.
You sound like Nico. Anybody else thought it was Nico?
For sure, did. Yes.
That's not me.
It kind of sounds like Brian too.
It's you, Nico. Shut up.
What's up, AI?
Just using some AI to read the market this morning. You guys got any picks, predictions for the market?
Well, I don't think we do any predictions here.
Jess, I'm smelling a show.
I recognize this voice from somewhere. You had a different account. I know he had a different account. I've heard this story before.
All I'm saying is him and Nico have never unmic'd at the same time. That's all I'm throwing out.
It's Nico
I'll sit
GPT.
here on mic the whole time. I don't mind.
And now he's mic'd. See what I'm saying, Nico?
Go ahead, NK. Let's go to NK and Moto. And then I did want to talk about WorldCoin. So if you want to chime in on that too, NK, feel free to. Go ahead. You're up next.
Oh my gosh, yes. I've been talking about that all week. I just wanted to give like some of the statements that were made earlier, right? Like I hope that people start building out like more utility and stuff like that. There was something that you said earlier, Jess, that I actually forgot to comment on, and it was like, how does this affect developers? Well, as a dev, I'm telling you, it doesn't feel that great. It does not feel great. Why? Because the reason that we take time to build these things is because you said that's what you needed. In order for you to not, well, if this space was easier to traverse, okay, cool. So we went in the dungeon and we built stuff for 6 months, and then we came back, and y'all are worried about meme coins, and that's cool or whatever, but I think it's really, really important to understand that you either get on the boat or you don't. I think that a lot of us are getting to the point. There's so many devs that got screwed over during this bull run, and nobody talks about it. All the devs that were supposed to be paid for their work, that did not do the copy pasta thing, that really built it from the jump, from scratch, that never made a penny on any of these projects because the project owners rugged. A lot of us have become like disillusioned. That's why you notice that most of us, you know how many things I've built? You have never seen me get on a stage and shill something that I built. I have college level courses just sitting in my home ready to deploy for my community. You have never heard me get on a stage. I don't even have subscriptions on here, even though I qualified for it like 3-4 months ago. I've already been approved as of like 4 months ago, So that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of us, we put a lot of energy into this, but if people are not looking for that right now, it doesn't change the fact that they may look for it in the future. Even just to give you an example, even when you're talking about token gating, last summer, me and one other dev literally hunkered down for 4 months, and we built like a fully, it could literally replace Netflix. It is a fully token gated vault, video, audio, documentation, e-reader, anything is in there. I can go and put in the brand new, I don't know, the newest Black Panther movie in there and just give it to anybody with the NFT for free. And there's nothing that anyone can do about it. Why? Because I own every single line of code in there. It's over 20,000 lines of code. That's insane. We take time to build these things, but the people that you're telling us to build this stuff for, they don't know what to do with that. Do you know how? I have only ever encountered my community with the idea of what an NFT actually is. It is a smart contract. It's literally a program. It's a program that you could have running anything that you want. It is literally like a set of rules that automatically like just. Modavelli, when you mentioned that you're tired of the middleman, that these smart contracts should have already replaced them. That's literally what they were supposed to do. It was supposed to replace the tedium, the bureaucracy, but people are not ready to have that put over on them. Now, Amazon is probably the only ecosystem that's going to implement this right at that scale, only because they did it the right way. They didn't just build one business and then tell you, yeah, come and buy my NFT. No, they already had a whole ecosystem, and then they added NFTs to it. That's been the success of my own community. We had an ecosystem, and then we added NFTs to it as an access badge to show the people that are OGs versus the people that just got here. If you missed the first mint, there was 888. I literally shut it down at like 400 minted or 500 minted. You're not going to get one of those. It doesn't matter. That one has access to a specific thing. That's how we should have been using these NFTs to begin with. It's great to have them as a picture. I have one here. I'm not like, big on other communities and stuff like that, but I am big on good causes. You know what I'm saying? And then this one also looks like me, so that also works. But you also have to remember that there's an entire technology that's back there that's not even being tapped in. And as far as the time frame, I mean, I didn't even hear the word NFT until like 2021. Prior to that, I'd only had them like referred to as smart contracts. Somebody literally had to tell them, like, make the connection. And I remember thinking, this actually happened on a Clubhouse stage. I remember thinking to myself, wait, are you describing a smart contract right now? That's what the hell you guys are screaming about? You could have been doing this all this time. This is not new. But, you know, the front, that UX is new. That's what gets people. So the back end really, truly does matter. However, if we're not in the season, we're not in that season for it. And we got it, like, I feel like all they ever do is like put pressure on devs to build this and build that. Y'all not ready for this stuff. You're not ready. Some of y'all still struggle to use Google, and it's free. You know what I'm saying? You're not ready for some of this stuff just yet. But at the same time, this space just really started to blossom like in the last few years. Web 2 did not expand over the course of 3 years. It expanded over the course of like 3 decades, you know? I think you have to give things time to build. And then also you have to kind of have, you know, get in where you fit in. If you know that this interface is not for you, you are not a React.js type of girl, it's okay to go back to Wix. It's okay. It's okay. Maybe in the future you can come back into this space. Regarding WorldCoin though, this has actually been like a really interesting story. Only because how they're correlating your eye, like they're scanning. They want to scan. They just raised 100 million, like in the span of like 11 days or something like that. $100 million span of 11 days, and they're. If it was just the coin, that would be one thing, but it's the fact that they're connecting it to your biometrics, and that's. And when you call something like World Token, and then all of your marketing is pretty much just like third world countries. Like I'm not seeing like, you know, respectfully, like all races are wonderful, but I'm not seeing like a gang of white kids running around getting their eyes scanned. No, it's like all their marketing is like a bunch of like Indian kids, kids in Africa and stuff like that. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure if this is predatory or not, because in exchange for scanning you, what do you get? You get WorldCoin. Well, when people are impoverished, they're going to do what they need to do to get money. So I don't know. I'm a little bit apprehensive of it. I think it's also kind of unique that the first thing that Sam Altman announced was that he doesn't have any money in OpenAI, that he doesn't get paid by them. He doesn't have that he doesn't have what's that word? Like stocks or whatever, like stake in it.
Equity.
But equity, yeah, he doesn't have equity in it, and I thought that was cute or whatever because he's a co-founder of WorldCoin. Of course, you don't need equity in OpenAI. You just made $100 million in 11 days, you know. So I think that this is actually one of the biggest iterations of what is it called? I don't know, just being all up in your business. This is data mining at its highest level, and the fact that they can get all of that information from your eyes. There's a reason why Oculus has been here. We always talk about what you see when you look out, but nobody ever talks about what's looking back at you. What's what they're like, you know, what data points they're getting on you. How your eyes constrict based on what you're looking at. How they constrict based on when you're hungry. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of things that go into this. And anyway, that's my weird 2 cents on WorldCoin. It's either going to be amazing or it's going to be like Stuxnet or I don't know, the Terminator people.
Yeah, it sounds to me, in my personal opinion, it sounds really sus. Like you said, you're going to be gathering information from all these people who are not, you know, financially, who don't have the financial means, and then you're going to be putting out a token that, you know, probably the seed investors are going to get, and you're going to dump it on everyone. I don't know. But I just wanted to say something. AI God put something up to the top. I hope you did not do that. I have a feeling I know that guy, and he came back with a different account. Hope you did not scan that. I apologize. But go ahead. Who was next? MTov, and then Andrew and Nico. Motto. Why am I calling you
Motovelli?
Hey,
Motovelli.
what's up?
Like Machiavelli.
That's cool. I know. It's like my name cuts off a little bit, but I appreciate it. And Kichi, I don't know how to say your name. My apologies, but I loved everything you just said about smart contracts and
NK. Fine. NK
loved
fine.
it. I appreciated everything you said about smart contracts. I was finding all the clapping emojis because I feel that exact feeling is where I look for the word utility, which used to mean exactly what you were describing it as, which is the smart contract that replaces the middle person, that does the cool things that you want to get done online. And then the word utility kind of morphed into like this, you know, not so much token gate, but like, hey, join my Discord, that's a utility. Or, hey, you have this token, now you have the privilege of owning like a hoodie.
It became subjective.
Yeah.
It became
Yeah,
subjective,
exactly. And I think so. It was refreshing to hear what you just said, because that's the headspace I'm in. I feel like we're moving back towards this utility, meaning hot and cold water, like a function, something to make your life better on the internet. You have the coin, you have the contract to do something, to achieve something online, and a better way that you could have done on Web 2. So I just wanted to thank you for that and reiterate that I really appreciated everything you said out there. NK, thanks.
Love it. Love it. Andrew, you're up. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jess. NK, I have a quick question for you. So obviously you're a developer, much respect to you. I work with a bunch of devs as well. And I've noticed from working with them that their brain operates in complete different capacity than my brain does. Obviously, in the work of line of business you're in. From building stuff from start to finish and the scope of work and all that great stuff. Does it kind of bother you that no one or less people pay attention to what you've built, and that people kind of shift from what they want on a monthly to weekly, daily basis? Like, is that something that would bother a developer from a behind the scene? And does it also bother a developer per se if the people, the end consumer, so to speak, doesn't actually know what they're doing in terms of the product, the productivity of it all, and how they're kind of operating with the product or the build? So like I will say most people in the world don't understand how money works and how it operates. Does it kind of bother the developers that most people will go onto something, use it, not know how the backend works?
It depends on the type of developer that you're dealing with. I'm a solutions architect, so that's like a business architect and a developer on steroids, and you know what I mean. So like my perspective is of the entire project and whatever project is going to happen after it, to then come back and mitigate any errors that have come out from that original implementation, right? So a dev that is hired on to do something. I'm speaking to you now with my dev hat on, right? Like OG dev hat when I was in the dungeon, with the Cheetos. All that stuff is real. The Star Wars and the Star Trek and all that shit is real, bro. They got the standing stuff. All that shit is real. Speaking to you from that side, we could give a shit. We could give a shit if you understand the back end. If you understand the back end, it puts my job at risk, because I'm a career consultant developer. You understand? So all I do is consulting. I don't clock in for anybody. I build when I want, and I build from where I want. So depending on the sort of developer, they are not going to care. Now, if it's the UX developer, however, they may be a bit more concerned with how the end user interacts with whatever they're creating, as in, are they following the workflow? Because there's supposed to be here's the problem with like how these projects roll out, Alex, okay? There's no order here. There's no infrastructure. Okay. I've done I've been the project manager of like implementations that are like $500 million to $1 billion. We did Kaiser Permanente, for God's sake. We did scripts. We did like I can name all of the locations, and they're all Fortune level locations. You have to qualify for our software. You know what I mean? However, in the degen space, MFers just roll shit out, bro. There's no we sit down as a council and we decide which workflows need to be replaced, what the actual problems are, which problems are actually problems and which problems are just end user education problems. You know what I'm saying? There's no, I have yet to see a project that really truly does, like they bring the corporate side of Web 2 into the Web 3 space, but only the good sides, the order, the structure, and then they allow the space to flourish. I think that's been the difference. And as far as like frustration about what people like are into, so I'm like, all I care about is listen, I love everybody when I meet you, all denominations except for Satanism. I'm full with Satanism, but everything outside of that, just don't do weird stuff to kids and don't be a Satanist and we're cool, But I will just say, if you're not in my community, I could give a shit what your thought process is right now in the space and what you want. Because my only thought right now is that if I'm worried about everybody outside of my community, but not the people inside, then I end up losing them. You know what I'm saying? I build the things that they needed. The vault that we created, there's a time frame where literally people will come into our space, our rooms on Clubhouse, and they would steal my content. They would steal the things that I would say. And it would be cool if they were just stealing it to go and create their own thing, but they were using it to scam people. They were using it to make themselves sound more intelligent enough to get somebody to hook somebody, and then they just rug people. It got so bad that I literally started postulating, how come I can't build like a vault that I can just store all my audio in, so that at the very least, if somebody's going to steal my shit, let it be a holder. Let it be somebody that was actually down for me from day one. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's going to copy my steez, if somebody's going to benefit from my education, I want it to be a person that saw value in me when I was struggling to see it in myself. And those are my holders. You know what I'm saying? So because I wear multiple hats, both as founder, as dev, as business analyst, as solutions architect, and then on top of that in the degen space, I hate the I word, but that really is what we've become because we've been here longer than most people, not because we necessarily know more than everybody else. But at the same time, consistency also matters. So I'm not really concerned with what the market sentiment is. I think that if you can't control this space, all you can do is ride the wave. So if people are into meme coins, a few weeks ago I thought to myself, well, I'm a dev and I have the business experience to launch a coin and actually take it to the top. Should I release one? And then the universe answered because Ben and PSYOP came out and I was just like, nope, we ain't going that route. Nope, let's stick to NFTs. Let's just mind our own business. Because in my thought process, that sort of thing takes you away from control. You don't have control of that tech. Once it leaves your hand, it is in the hand of whoever. You don't know if they're using your stuff to launder. You don't know if you know what I'm saying? You don't know who's going to pump and who's going to dump your. It's not realistic. It's not long term. Most devs are not concerned with that. All devs want to do is develop. That's why we became that. We just want to be able to build stuff and get paid for what we build, But the market's going to do what it's going to do, and we're always going to complement it because that's there's some professions that you have where you're that 24 hours a day. When I was a nurse 24 hours a day. I'm still a nurse till today. As a dev, I'm a dev 24 hours a day. So it doesn't really matter what's going on with the market. I don't watch it. I don't pay attention to it. I learn every single day. But when it comes to actually being offended by how I don't think so. I don't think, not from my own perspective. I would say no. It shouldn't be offensive to any dev to see people not giving a shit about utility. Why are you building stuff that nobody cares about? That's the question you should ask yourself.
Yeah, to respond just really quickly, I think there's this kind of line right now which we're seeing in the space is that people love simplicity. And I think simplicity wins, at scale. And I think the problem with that is that most of these people that are consuming these products don't know how they work, and not knowing how something works might make you a little bit more timid to get into that product, whatever it may be. And I think the developers, are putting stuff out that they like, opposed to stuff, putting stuff out, having rollouts of what the consumer likes.
Well, look at what you just said, though. Look what you just said. Look what you just said about how, that they're putting out stuff that they like. We're not actually putting out stuff we like. We're putting out stuff that builds an infrastructure for the space. People are not understanding. Devs are not here to cater to like the whims of crypto Twitter. That's not what that dev space has ever been about. That's why you notice that most devs are not. You don't find them usually just sitting on stages constantly, nonstop, every single day, grinding, because they're always in the back.
Yes.
At the end of the day, you have to build for this future that you guys want to exist. These use cases have to be created. Part of the reason that I created that vault with that other dev that I was telling you about was because I thought to myself, well, what is this answer? Well, Netflix is always complaining about people sharing passwords. Well, hey, if they utilize our technology, they could just use an NFT to access it. And you don't even have to call it an NFT, just call it a digital asset or whatever they're calling it now, So I don't think devs are necessarily putting out things that they want, because devs are rarely the end users. We're very rarely the people that use the software. We're just the ones that create it. And then we move on to the next project and the next project and the next project.
Because there's a lot of great stuff that was built in this space, whether it be last year, 2 months ago, 6 months ago, whatever it may be, that was built in the space by great developers, tons of skill that worked in this space, that worked in the Web 2 space, whatever it may be. And people don't really care about the stuff that they put out. And I think that's part of the problem as well. I think the more something gets marketed and the better it gets marketed, I think at scale, I think is 10%, 20%, 100% more likely for the end consumers to use that product because it's in their face more often and it's probably, more aggressive, opposed to something that is built better, actually has a utility, actually does its thing, is actually what it's needed. It's to me, it's a little bit weird in how people are reacting to certain products.
Because the dev is rarely a marketer. It is really rare to find devs.
Guys,
you know
I'm
what I'm
sorry.
saying?
I have to.
Oh, sorry, Jess.
Because we got a bunch of hands and I got 15 minutes.
Sorry,
but
Jess.
I think that was no. I did see. I was looking at the comments, so sorry that I wasn't chiming in. But everybody was enjoying the dev. I think you guys both make great points. And to your point, Andrew, yeah, you can build a product, but at the end of the day, you still need users. There has to be either a something that people are going to want, or you need to be able to market that product to be able to be used, because there's no point of building something if nobody's going to use it. But let's go to Nico, then in motion, and then I do got to start wrapping it up because I got to meet with you later, Andrew, and I got to do some other stuff before then.
So that was kind of scary because that AI God thing, whatever, sounded like me. There's a ton of audio everywhere of me, so it doesn't matter. That was not me. I promise you. I do not have a link to anything. I do not. Yeah, That was not me, guys. I just wanted to make sure on that one.
All right, we'll look out for your burner. Make sure to follow Nico on his burner. AI God. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead, in motion.
Yeah, as a software architect with some years of experience, I design all of my software for it with the thought in mind that the person using it has less than 2 brain cells. And then I just kind of build from there, because every single time, no matter what you build, there will always be some dumb motherfucker that will destroy everything you're doing in the stupidest possible way that you couldn't imagine. And it just makes you kind of reevaluate your life every single time. So yeah, that's a very common thing when you're building things. It's really awesome. Super awesome, guys.
Love it, love it. M-Top, sorry, I'm going to keep it going, and then if you want to chime in on that, you can, but I did want to probably throw this topic over to Brooke, just really quick about Trezor, to see if you guys have heard anything about that news story that came out, and maybe could clarify.
Shocking, everything can be penetrated.
Yeah, just really quick, one thing, that first, after the Ledger fiasco, Trezor sales increased by 900%. And then this week, there was an article that came out that apparently some cybersecurity firm was able to hack into a Trezor with the physical device being present. Okay,
all right, that was
I'll throw it
years
over to you
ago.
now, Brooke.
Hack the planet, guys. Hack the planet.
So, yeah, what? Like, I mean, here's, of course, shocking that anything can be penetrated. And I, of course, say that like, what a funny word, but that is the word. Penetration testing, that's the cybersecurity phrase for it. And I just, like, I don't get it. Like, why are people shocked that this can happen? I mean, I get it.
Because last week, everybody told us to go buy a Trezor. That's why.
No, but Jess, this is an old story, though.
That's fine. But I also said, nothing is not hackable. That
if Ledger has a backdoor, they all have a backdoor.
So I did like a couple of things on, I did like a couple of like tutorial videos on TikTok about paper wallets, because I can't even believe that people don't know what a paper wallet is. And it is a little trickier to do, but it's like, one of the most unhackable things you can do. And nobody really knows, how to deal with it. I think that it's, I don't think we've ever said, hey, go do this or go do that. Somebody asked me on a live stream, like, do you like Trezor? Well, back in the day, our Bitcoin was on a platter hard drive that if you dropped it and the platter's cracked, you're shit out of luck. So, and there was really no like backup, you had backups, but it just wasn't the same. So when Trezor came out with this, with their product, I think it was 2015 or 16, and we had to move everything onto that. Like it was just a better, solution, but nothing is completely impenetrable. It's just not. So it is funny that like those sales went up. I mean, that's not shocking, but it's just like, everybody needs to understand that like nothing is truly, and this is a trustless, kind of thing, but we're still putting all of our trust into these products. So first of all, don't wear it around your neck. And then second of all, make sure that you just understand how this stuff works. It's not, you still have to be in control of everything, but anything is hackable.
Great take. Go ahead, Moto, and then Daniel, or Nico, you want to say something? Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is an old thing, and to hack this Trezor wallet, like, you need... I forgot what you need, because I read this article like a year or two ago, but you need something to short the fucking wallet, like physically, and then you have to do it a certain way so that you don't damage it either. So like you have to know what you're doing when you're
right. But Nico, nobody's going to say that because it's too complicated. All they hear is the headline, just like anything else in headlines is, oh, it's hackable. So that's why I say, yeah, that's true. Is it easy to do? Absolutely not.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to do it. Like, no, it's
Exactly.
not.
I wonder if it was Ledger that brought up some old FUD to come back on the timeline. You never know.
Probably.
These companies don't play nice. I can tell
Because
you that
Trezor was
much.
totally trolling them that day, just by the way.
Yeah. Go ahead, Moto, and then Daniel, and then Leo,
Yeah, real quick, just a comment about building things that people want to use and going through the lens of like UX and product. We've had 20 plus years on the internet to like improve the relationship between the human and the computer, making it easier for people to do things. And what NK was saying about infrastructure was really hit home because we need that in order to do the use cases. I feel like human behavior never changes. We're still going to want to do all the things that we've ever done. We just build better mousetraps to help us do it stronger, better, faster. But there was one thing from Web 2 that always stuck with me, and I always think about it when I come to Web 3. And it comes from like that lean startup book that Eric Ries wrote. And he said, like, to build something, it takes three things. Like, first you have to make it work. And that's like the infrastructure component, right? You have to make it work. It could be janky. You have to do your own research and figure out a million steps in order to do it, but it works. But once it works and the infrastructure starts to take hold and you see the potential, then that's where the usability comes in, and then everyone can work on making it usable because we know how to do that. We can make things happen in two to three taps on Web 2, right? It's pretty simple once things are working. And then once things are working and they're usable, then you can make them beautiful. And that's where all the desire comes in. And that's where the mass adoption starts to kick in, right? Right now, we're in this awkward stage with, is it working? Is it kind of usable? And we kind of keep going around in a circle with that. But like you say, you got to start somewhere, and I'm bullish on it, and I'm psyched to be in the space. So just shout out to any devs out there that are just working on making shit work. I appreciate you.
Love it. Thank you. Thanks so much. Let's see. Then we had Daniel and then Leo.
I actually wanted to hear Leo, so I'm gonna give him the space.
Okay, we'll go to Leo first. Leo, welcome and happy Friday.
Hey, happy Friday. Sorry, I came up earlier and then had work to do, but I wanted to give Daniel some bells, because he don't have no bells, so Elon Musk is bringing the bells back. He has no kudos, but I do like your banner. But I just wanted to say hi. But I think when we're going to wallets and all these like ledgers and all that stuff, everybody seems to be a dev, but yet we still have issues with wallets. I mean, why is there so many issues with them? And when do you think, like with Ethereum, with their new what was it called, Nico? With that new token, do you think that's when things will get better?
About the new EIP.
Yeah.
You have to wait, bro. They just released that.
No, I know, but I wonder if that's when, all this stuff is finally going to get better as far as the hacking and all that stuff.
You're talking about account abstraction. No, yes and no, Leo. Not really.
Well, what do you mean? Like, there's something wrong with the wallets? Like, what are you saying is wrong with the wallets? Like MetaMask and all, what's wrong with them?
No, I don't think it's the wallets. I think, and Nico explained the best one time. As far as when people get hacked, they're linking something, they're touching something that they shouldn't, and that's when they give access. But I think ultimately, as long as people keep clicking links, I think that's going to be a hard thing to not happen, and your wallet not get drained.
Well, that's the right way to look at it. Because I mean, at the end of the day, if 9 out of 10 hacks people call them hacks, but even the ledger thing is not a hack. This is a backdoor. This is something that was built internally. When you build a dependency and at the end of the day, this entire space is about self-governance, right? So if you have MetaMask and you're constantly told, do not click links. Like, I don't even click links on Twitter. Like, if somebody sends me somebody's tweet, I will go to that person's profile and go find it. That's how particular I am, because it's not hard to make a bit.ly link and make it seem like you're sending someone to another profile. And I don't even keep many assets on this particular phone. I only keep like whatever I'm going to spend that day or something. So I don't. And we're also not the devs that did that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the devs at MetaMask. I think that people just assume that we have access to like everyone's platform. Like, Blue Sky's going wrong. Where are the devs? Well, how come you guys aren't fixing? Twitter's going wrong. Where are the devs? Bro, we don't work there, bro. He fired all of us, So I think that that's also important to remember. But until we get past that user that end user education is the bane of the existence of any dev. Because you will literally have somebody banging their head against the wall, screaming, calling you every name but your Christian name, only to come and find out it's because they didn't log in first. You know what I'm saying? That end user role is always going to be something that's there. But hopefully there's ways to change it in the smart contract itself and the NFTs. But everybody does copy pasta, so nobody's talking about soulbound. Nobody's talking about retractable NFTs that you can actually pull back to the master wallet. Nobody's talking about being able to flag it so that it's you cannot sell it. So that if it gets ganked from your particular wallet and you did not go through a certain authorization, like a middle tier, whoever stole it will not be able to sell it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that can be done. That's literally what smart contracts are for. But a lot of people are not they're not looking for those solutions. It's like they want the smoke. It's like they want. It only took me one. I've only ever been scammed once, bro. It just took me once. There's people that have been scammed like 17 times. I wonder if some people just like to be wrecked. Some people like that. It gets them, it gets them going.
Some people never learn. Daniel, what's up? You're going to be our last speaker, so I'm going to let you leave us with whatever words of wisdom you would like to leave us with. Not financial advice before he starts, but go ahead.
Oh my God, such a pressure. Maybe I shouldn't be the last one then, because I'm going to be talking about you-know-who.
Oh, do what you got to do. Yeah, this is a room for everybody.
Nah, I was just going to say to Leo
No, for real, I have a serious question. Like, why are you bullish on PSYOP?
You got to be kidding me.
He put all his liquor money into it. That's why he's quiet.
Can I answer for him?
No, it's such a great question. Why am I'm really bullish on PSYOP, really, I'm really excited about it.
Or are you?
When somebody repeats your question back to you, Jess,
are you trolling? No, for real. Like, are you trolling, or are you really this excited about this project?
No, it's not a project. It's nothing. That's the beauty of it. It's just a thing that is. It's just a thing that is, and it's just. People are getting so angry about it. I don't know.
You like it because the utility is that it's triggering other people.
I think maybe that's it. I think Johnny said it. It's just pure entertainment. I have no desire to see a roadmap. I don't want any of that. I don't want to see a website. Nothing. The poor guy is just
tweeting.
Yeah, he's probably not.
He ain't poor.
He's not poor.
He's not poor.
He's not poor.
That's
Yeah,
right. He is not poor.
NK, isn't it like $1 billion on paper or something? It's like ridiculous. On
Hold on, Andrew. She said that he was the last speaker.
It's like 1.9 billion on market.
It's such a great question because it's really psychological. I don't think I can express it in less than 2 minutes. So Leo, please go ahead.
No, I love Andrew. He said DeFi was the last one, so you can put your hand down. You're not gonna go troll my PSYOP, but listen, it's a different. How can I put it? We were the dumb ones who sent the money.
Of mental manipulation.
Yeah, mental manipulation. But you know what? At the end of the day, like this now he has the money. He can do marketing. He can actually potentially take this and make it into something else and bring a utility if he wanted to. So
he's already moving on to the third coin. He's done with PSYOP. That was the PSYOP, bro. He's on to
pre-sale
whatever he's gonna name the other one.
It's all a PSYOP.
Bro, you're gonna be able to put more of your ETH into another pre-sale. Like,
Leo, I have a serious question.
We get to, Nico. We get to.
Leo, I have a serious question, and maybe Dan can answer this as well. And this is me not just funny because you guys know me personally. I'm a pretty critical person. I usually don't like most things. I'm no on maybe, let's say, no on 70%, yes on, 30%. The 30% keeps me not getting rugged, so to speak, so I'll be more conservative than anything else, as I usually am. Do you guys think that the attention is going to leave him? Because we know this space is definitely attention-driven. It's like oxygen in this space. Do you think the attention off Ben is going to leave and go somewhere else? And where at that point his token almost becomes a little bit useless?
No. I think what he's doing, he knows. By the way, I don't know the guy, but from what I can tell and his way of doing things, the guy has a lot of smartness. And this is what I want to do. You can knock me if I'm wrong, but this is a frank version, a young guy who came out of nowhere and now has to prove himself. Well, he proved himself. I don't know, because I don't like the part that he's bringing out different
Frank went to YCOM. He didn't go to YCOM.
But listen, youth like D-Gods, I didn't know much, but then with Utes came out, I was like, oh, is he rugging us, this and that. He wanted to make it better. But now, if you look at Frank, he's becoming something big as far as his name, his brand, what he brings to the table. He wants communities to grow. He's growing as a person himself. So I think, we were dumb to send the ETH. We knew what we were doing. If I would have gotten wrecked or rugged, hey, it's my fault, But whoever sent the ETH, it was on them. But now that Ben was like, okay, shit, I got this. Now, what can I do? I think we just got to give him time, see what else he can come up with. I don't know. But this is like, we don't know what we're going to get until we see it or give it time, because this was something out of the blue. And
Leo, I got to agree with you. Oh, sorry, Tammy. Was that you going? I have to agree. And again, don't come at me, y'all. Like, I love disruptive anything and it's entertaining. But like, it's true, Leo, right? Like, I don't know. Who knows about the attention? Like, that's what we're all doing. It's an experiment. I will say this. I haven't said this publicly, but I do know someone who knows Ben personally in real life. And, it's an interesting thing because everyone's made up their own minds about it. And, I don't know him in real life, but I trust the person who does. And it's been interesting to watch because he's already got money. That's just the fact. Like, but everybody wants to make up their own narrative, and that's fine because that's what we're doing. We all are in the attention economy. We all want the attention. What are we even doing on Twitter if it's not to get people's attention to what we have to say? So, why do I spend time on something like TikTok? Are you kidding me? Because I like the attention, because I can get my message across. So like, is it completely crazy to think that like this person really just is doing this for like the fun of it or the attention of it and isn't going to rug? It's a possibility. Am I saying that's what I believe? I don't know what I believe. I'm not sitting up here saying, what I believe. I'm just saying that there is a possibility that a person that everyone's vilifying is actually going to do what he says he's going to do. We don't know yet. So
but he didn't say what he was going to do, bro. He ain't said nothing.
Yeah, he did. He has said. He definitely has said.
Brooke,
All right,
I think
guys,
it's.
I'm sorry. I'm going to raise my hand here because we are 4 minutes over time. I'm sorry, Arno. I let you guys go for a little bit, but I do have to go. My dogs are going to start barking at cue. Time to go potty. But what I wanted to say is that somebody said, is the intention going to last? In my personal opinion, like, no, this is going to be a phase. You had a whole community abandon NFTs to go chase meme coins. And you think this one meme coin is going to survive all this? Like, with Ben doing all this blatant manipulation on the timeline, do you think like big sexes like Binance or Coinbase are ever going to list a PSYOP when he owns 97% of the supply? Like, I don't know. That's my personal opinion. But I'll throw it over to the co-host. Brooke, thanks for filling in for Dow. I know I just randomly invited you, but I do have to wrap it up.
Oh, I'm always willing. I love you.
Typically, I ask the co-host, anything you have coming up this week or that you want to share with us, or what you got going on?
Yep, I will be on a couple of being interviewed on a couple of YouTube shows. Crypto Wendy O's big show. I will also be moderating and speaking on a Web3 security gaming panel at Decentral Cons. I think it's called 3XP. Oh my God, I can't remember the name of it, in LA for the LA Tech Week. So there's lots of cool stuff coming up, and please go follow my YouTube. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Pin it to the top. Before we go to Tammy, RN, I see you have your hand up. I'm going to throw it over for you. Ask you to make it brief, though.
Very brief. Okay. What I've been listening about PSYOP, it sounds like this, guys. I don't know why you guys drinking that Kool-Aid, but like, let's do this project. I'm going to smack you guys with a shovel on the head, and then you guys be like, oh, wow, I wonder what the utility of this is. I mean, it's not said yet because, I mean, maybe we'll grow a second brain or something. Are you guys fucking serious? Thank you for your time.
Yeah, but how do we know if it doesn't have the 97% for some exchanges? So we don't know.
Yo.
Exactly.
Wake up and smell the fucking coffee. It's brewing. Tammy, what about you? Great take, RN.
I actually have some stuff with our in real life business going on. Brooke happens to know, so I can't really talk about it, but just some stuff going on with
For
that.
all of you that don't know, like Tammy's the fucking goat. Like she's my financial therapist. She's the goat. I just want everyone to understand this.
You're very sweet. I did used to be a financial advisor, not gonna lie. So, but out of that business somewhat, I should say. But I help where I need to. But we do have some stuff going on with our business, and other than that, I wanted to thank everybody for coming. I wanted to wish everybody that is in the U.S. a happy Memorial Day. So I hope everybody enjoys the long weekend. Hopefully you guys have great plans. But the speakers were wonderful today. Thanks for co-hosting, Brooke. I love all of you up here. I love all your takes. And I just hope you guys have a great week.
Thanks, Tammy. Yeah, thank you to all the speakers and all the listeners. Definitely a great conversation. I actually won't be enjoying Memorial Day festivities. I am in Florida, and we get too many tourists for Memorial Day weekend. So it's definitely a week where we don't hang out with the tourists. Yeah. If you do ever come to Miami for Memorial Day, do not stay in South Beach unless you like spring break vibes. That's all I got to say. But yeah,
and for the men, don't pee on the lakes because there's gators.
Yeah, so there are gators in Central Florida, but I think it was a great discussion. Yeah, it's a long weekend in the United States, so trade with caution if you're going to be degenning, because the markets are the traditional markets are closed on Monday, as well as the banks. But crypto lives on 24/7. So I hope everybody has a great weekend. I did put the spaces on the top for next week, so make sure to check them out. We have Lala on Wednesday, and then next Friday we have Pixel YNX, a project by Deadmau. If you're into EDM music, it's going to be a cool project to check out. So hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys around Twitter.
Bye, everybody.